Neighbor stole my water, so I completely ruined him. You know that moment when you realize someone's been stealing from you for years? Yeah, I had one of those. And let me tell you, revenge never tasted sweeter. I live in Asia, and I recently bought a house for a steal of a price. The previous owners were friends of mine who had left the country 3 years ago. The place was half renovated with no real security, just a flimsy padlock on the front door. And that's when I noticed something weird. On my first day moving in, I walked into the garage, and there was a stranger's motorcycle just sitting there, like someone had been using my property as their personal parking lot. So I did what any new homeowner would do. I dragged it out onto the street and immediately installed a gate. That night, an angry man came knocking on my gate, demanding his bike back. I didn't even bother answering. After 15 minutes, he left, grumbling to himself. Already, I was getting a bad feeling about this neighborhood. But things only got worse. A few weeks in, something strange happened. I was taking a shower when I noticed my water pressure suddenly drop. At the exact same time, I heard my neighbor's water pump turn on. Now, let me tell you about this guy. He's an old miser, living in a 3-story house. The first floor was his, while the top 2 floors were rented out to tenants. And, oh, yeah, he was pissed that I had bought this house. My friends had warned me about him before they sold it to me. But I'm 6 feet tall, have 3 dogs, and don't take crap from anyone. So I figured he wouldn't try anything. But then I realized what was happening. This guy had been stealing water from my house for years. I tested my theory. When his pump was off, my water pressure was normal. When his pump was on, it dropped. It all made sense. The mysteriously high water bills over the years? Everyone thought it was just leaks. But no. This entitled old man had been siphoning off my supply for God knows how long. And oh, I wasn't about to let that slide. At first, I considered confronting him. Then I thought, nah, he doesn't deserve a warning. Instead, I came up with a silent, legal, and completely devastating plan. I simply turned off my water supply. No breaking into his property, no direct confrontation, just one flick of a valve. Now here's the thing about water pumps. They work with a ball valve in the tank. If there's no incoming water, the valve stays open, keeping the pump running nonstop, which, for old wiring like his, is a complete disaster waiting to happen. I sat back and waited, and sure enough, at 3 a.m., I heard chaos. His tenants woke up shouting about why their power and water were suddenly gone. You see, I expected his pump to burn out, but I hadn't realized it would completely fry his outdated 90s-era wiring. So now, his entire house was in darkness. And the best part? The tenants were furious. In my country, power and water are essential services. If a landlord fails to provide them, tenants can file complaints. And that's exactly what they did. Within 2 days, both tenants moved out. The police fined the old man $500 for failing to maintain the property. He had to refund both tenants' security deposits, and he couldn't rent out the rooms again until the house was repaired, which would cost even more money. A few days later, he showed up at my gate. He knew what I had done, but he couldn't prove it. Through gritted teeth, he asked, "Did you turn off your water?" I put on my best innocent face and said, "Oh yeah, my tank had a leak, so I shut it off while waiting for the plumber." He stared at me for a solid 10 seconds, then just muttered, "Oh, okay," and walked away. But the best part? He's moving out this Sunday to live with his daughter. I got rid of my water thief and a problematic neighbor in one shot. 2 birds, 1 tap,